So summer flying is officially coming to an end, which I'm very excited about. Not even gonna lie, I have no shame in saying that. With the airline that I work for now, I know so many people have questions and they will be answered during season 2, but we are going through a merger and it officially happens in October. So there's a lot of rumors, a lot of questions, a lot of speculations and everything else going on. And the reason why I wasn't that worried about it, despite what I overheard, is my previous company went through a merger with a big airline as well. This is very common with airlines to merge, and they were not unionized, still aren't, but even though it was, okay, I can't remember the last story that I heard whenever I was based there, 7+ years since the merge had happened, and people still talk about it and still are upset about, you know, how trips used to be versus how they are. And with me being based at where the hub for that airline was, I heard that story a lot. So I think people speculate a lot and think, oh, okay, well, one side is this way and the other side is that way, unionized versus not unionized, and it's a tricky subject, and I'm not really sure how to approach discussing it without stepping on toes. I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinion, myself included, and I think it's one of those situations that's really tricky because everybody feels like their opinion is more valid than someone else's, or the things that they point out and feel are better trump everything. You know, that might be of the utmost important to you, but it might not be that important to somebody else. And it's just one of those things where once you get in these discussions and people are like, oh, I don't really care about that much, someone that really matters to just gets upset about it. So I tend to usually avoid these conversations with both airlines that I've worked for. I never really got into it with people or like got deep, you know, like passionate or anything about it, because I felt like, you know, I'm so young, I'm so new to this company, and it doesn't affect me as much as it might affect you. And I don't mean that selfishly. I don't mean to say, you know, it doesn't really involve me, so I don't care about it. Eventually it might be something that I really am concerned about, but whenever I chose to pursue aviation as a career, I know it's very all over the place, and I know the pay might not be as much as you think it is, or the actual job description and your day-to-day in and out, you know, grinding, getting it done, being on these layovers, getting rerouted, being on reserve, dealing with people. Like, it's not this exciting, glamorous, you know, wonderful thing all the time. And as much as I love doing what I do, there are days when you get to an awesome layover and you're exhausted and you can't, you know, you might want to go out and enjoy it, but you're like, I need to sleep. And that's just the reality of it. And I'm just one of those people who I don't like. Every job I've ever worked, you have people that complain. You know, that always happens. That'll happen anywhere you go. It can be the best job, the best thing that you've ever experienced, you know, someone's absolute dream, and to somebody else, they cannot care less. So with people that complain, it's just something that I've learned on early in life. You're never going to be able to please everyone. That will never happen. There will always be people that can find the downside of things, and then there will always be people that can find the upside, and then the happy medium. Realistically, I don't prefer for people to just be optimistic all the time. Like, I know that might seem like a little, I don't know what the word is for it, crazy, but I don't think that being happy all the time or always trying to find the positive in every situation is always how you need to be 24/7. Like, I think it's okay to, you know, complain a little bit, or to like roll around in pity for a little while, or cry about something, or be emotional, or have an outburst and get past it. Every situation that I have been in that has been negative, that has been, you know, crazier, that I look back and think, oh, I just can't deal with that, I can't believe that happened, has ultimately taught me a lesson. And it's nothing that I would ever go back, and no decisions that I've ever made where I second guess myself or I regret it, because everything I've ever done, every choice I've ever made has led me up until this point. And I'm very, you know, I'm very happy with the path that I'm on now. I don't know, I just there's a lot of things like going on in the background as far as us having a merge, and it's still to this day not anything that I'm worried about, because I'm like, at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. It's much above, it's over my head, it's above my pay grade, that type of thing. I will say I make more money here and I go more places, and my schedule has turned out to be a lot better for me personally. Now, I know people still want a comparison, and I don't feel like I can give that 100% yet, just because I don't think I've been here long enough to like see every side, and I've only been on one base, and it's a smaller base, so what I hold here will drastically change whenever I get to the base that I want to be at. But yeah, I think, I don't know, change is always a good thing to me. It doesn't ever scare me. I know with this like new system that we're switching to and everything, that this is a system I'm comfortable with using anyway, so I guess that's another reason why I don't feel as like afraid to bid or anything like that. But with this channel and with this audience growing, and with me running into so many people that do watch the videos, and that are crew members especially, I just am starting to realize that some people just draw lines in the sand, like regardless of what you say to them or regardless of your opinion or your view on it, the line is drawn in the sand. So especially with working at a mainline airline versus a regional airline, it's a conversation I'm finding more and more difficult to have, only because I think from the jump there's this like hierarchy within the airline field, and it's just underlying. It's one of those things where nobody really says it, but you kind of just start to see it, especially when you work there. And this means, you know, the pilots are in this little bubble and they do this, and everyone thinks this, you know, stereotype about pilots, and then the flight attendants do that for that airline and everyone thinks that, and then the cleaners do this for their airline and everyone thinks that. And so especially with regional versus the mainline debate, and what airlines are officially regional and what airlines are officially mainline, like I've always considered the big three, like we know who they are. I don't know, the aviation industry is tricky, and moving forward, and because of the place I am in my life right now, like I'm an adult, I'm engaged, 10 years from now I know what I want my situation to look like, and I can't let anybody's opinion of my life and what they think my life should look like or what I should be doing affect me. Like no offense to anyone who ever watches these vlogs, but realistically I'm still a stranger on the internet who you see through the lens, or you see through this camera or your cell phone or your computer or whatever, and we're like friends via the internet. But when it comes down to real situation in real life, you know, I know what's going on, and these are bits and pieces of my 24 hours of the day. And I do like the idea and the fact that not only is this a place for me to vent or for me to put my opinion out there, maybe be an encouraging word or kind of be realistic and down to earth about what I face in the aviation industry, you know, it's still just my opinion, and it's still just me. I'm not gonna vent too much more, but I will say this from the jump, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. If you are considering joining this aviation world, not just as a flight attendant, but anything, maybe as a gate agent, maybe as a mechanic, it just depends on what field you decide. Really research it, and especially with cabin crew members, flight attendants especially, more specifically, don't jump into this industry and pursue this career and think that you're going to become super rich from it. The attraction to it is the benefits, the travel, the way your ability to up and go like no one else can. And it's not that a downside comes with that, but a responsibility does come with that. And I think more so than ever, because hiring has started back up for certain airlines. Obviously a lot of people put applications in, a lot of people do apply, and a lot of people don't get it their first time. But if it's something that you're really passionate about and traveling is what you would love to do apply. But just know that your first year is going to be tough. Probationary period is going to be tough, adjusting to the up and down, getting used to being on the go. Something as simple as getting used to putting your suitcase and carrying your rollerboard, up and down the flight stairs, up and down terminals, through escalators that break, in the elevators, through your hotel. It's just an adjustment, and so many things happen to you, but I am a firm believer to stick it out, and if something is supposed to happen, it will. But yeah, I'm not gonna vent much more than that. I think I'm going to binge watch. I was trying to find season 18 of Big Brother, but I haven't been able to find it on YouTube. So if anybody knows by any chance a link to that, because I cannot for the life of me find somebody who has the whole season posted, please let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna binge watch season 10 of Big Brother. Kind of just throw it back to the old ones because I finished the current season I'm watching, and I'm just like having withdrawals. Like I just want to watch competitions. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying these vlogs still. Any suggestions would still be greatly appreciated. You can leave those down in the description box, or not in the description box, down in the comment section. All of my social media will be in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.